Stop for a moment. Do not scroll. Lift your eyes to my face. My beloved child, I need you to stay right here. And because I have guided your spirit to this exact intersection of time, I need your absolute attention for the next few minutes. Something has shifted in the unseen realm. The atmosphere around you is changing now, and I want you to feel the quietness that is filling this sacred space. Please do not hurt me by ignoring this. I say this with deep love. I say this because I see your exhaustion, and I have watched you carry a heavy load in silence while the world around you continued to demand your strength. You are tired. Your bones feel heavy. Your mind is filled with constant noise. But today I am stepping in to quiet the storm so you can hear my voice. Is this video a coincidence? It is not. It is a divine intervention. I have aligned time itself to bring you here. And if you rush past this warning, you will miss the very breakthrough I have placed in your path today. The enemy wants you to ignore this. He wants you to remain in the dark. He wants you to stay exhausted. And he is using your busy schedule to keep you away from my presence. I am stepping into your day with urgent purpose. Do you realize what is happening right now? Your spirit brought you to these words, and my voice is calling you back to the place of safety because the storm in your life is about to get louder. But you must be awake. You must listen to my instructions. You must not turn away from my calling, and you must trust the path I am preparing for you. Let us make a covenant of silence. Close your eyes for just 1 second. Breathe in my peace. You have been running for so long, and the deepest place in your soul is crying out for a refuge that you have not been able to find on your own. You have tried everything to find rest. You have smiled for them. You have pretended to be strong, but you cannot continue to fight this battle alone without my divine power sustaining your spirit. I see your heart. I see your pain. I know your secrets. I know the nights you lay awake wondering if I still hear you. And while you were weeping in the darkness, hoping the silence would swallow your tears, I was right there beside you holding your hand. I did not leave you. I have never left you. I have recorded every quiet prayer, and I am counting every tear that has fallen from your tired eyes. But today, I am warning you, there is a trap. The enemy has set a snare for your feet. He is using the pressure of your daily life to drown out my voice, and he is filling your mind with static. My provisions have become completely invisible to you. You are looking for answers in the wrong places. You are trying to solve your problems alone, but you must realize that the battle is spiritual and requires my intervention. Can you hear my whisper? It is quiet, it is gentle, it is persistent. But the world is loud, and your worries are screaming in the deepest parts of your thoughts where you once found my stillness. The demands of other people are pulling you in every direction. And if you do not stop right now, the signal I placed inside you will be buried under the weight of survival. You must protect your peace. You must guard your mind. I want to seal this moment. If you can hear my voice, answer me. Comment the word Amen. Write it as an act of agreement between your spirit and mine. Let this be the first step of your obedience today, and let it stand as a witness of your willingness to surrender. And if you stand firm in this agreement, I promise that the atmosphere around you will begin to align with my perfect will. I have heard your questions. Why is the answer delayed? Why are the doors closed? Why does everyone else move forward while you stand still? And why does your journey feel so much harder than theirs? You thought I was ignoring you. You thought your faith was failing. But I am about to reveal a secret that will change how you see your past, and it will give you the strength to face your future without fear. The waiting was not a punishment. The closed doors were not rejection. It was my hand. I was shielding you from rooms you were not ready to enter. I was protecting you from people who would break your soul, and what you called a painful delay was actually my absolute protection over your destiny, because I saw the hidden traps that were waiting for you. You had a calling that required a deeper foundation, and I had to build it in the secret place. I call this season the protective delay. Remember this name. Write it in your heart. It was never my absence. It was my precise timing. And because I love you too much to let you fail, I had to hold you back until the preparation was complete. Today, The preparation is finally complete. You are ready to step into the light, and you are ready to receive the promise that has been kept for your designated hour. But the enemy is furious. He knows your season is shifting. He knows the chains are about to break. And that is why the attacks on your mind have become so intense lately, because he can sense the authority that is rising inside your spirit. He wants you to doubt my promises. He wants to drag you back into the old cycle of exhaustion, and he is using every weapon of fear to keep you captive. Look at me. Lift your chin. You are not a victim. You are my chosen child. You have survived the worst storms in silence. You have kept your heart pure even when others used your kindness against you. And you never allowed bitterness to take root in your soul. And today, I am declaring that your period of isolation is coming to an end. You have proven your loyalty, and now I am going to honor you. Do you feel the warmth in your chest? That is my presence. That is not your imagination. That is your spirit recognizing my voice. And because you have stayed faithful in the dark, I am about to release a blessing that will overflow into every area of your life. But you must stay. You must not run. You must allow my peace to anchor your soul, and you must refuse to let the static of the world drag you back. The next few minutes are critical. Your phone will ring. Your thoughts will wander. Put everything away. Give me your undivided attention. I am trying to rescue you from a draining cycle. Listen to my decree, and let the truth of my words penetrate the deepest places of your tired mind. I have prepared a provision for you. It is an earthly tool. I guided wise minds to create it, and because I see your struggle with this overwhelming static, it is placed directly on your path as a concrete provision for your recovery. But I will not force you to take it. You must choose to walk in obedience today. You must decide if you want to remain in the noise, or if you are ready to step into the stillness I have designed for your life. We must walk deeper into this revelation. Are you ready? The path is narrow. The truth is sharp. Stay with me, because the next step of our journey is about to begin, and we are going to unmask the enemy together. We are going to reclaim your stolen peace. And as we walk together, I am going to peel away the layers of weariness that have settled on your heart over these past months. Breathe deeply. Let us go forward together. Let us sit together in this sacred stillness. I want to tell you how deeply I understand your silent battles. You have survived so much. You kept going when everything was crumbling, and while the world only saw your forced smile, I saw the immense tiredness that was beginning to settle deep inside your heart. You have been acting as a pillar of strength for everyone in your life. They lean on you. They ask for your help. They take your energy. They never ask if you have anything left. You give until you are completely empty, and you return to your room at night feeling like a stranger in your own life, because you have poured out all your light for others. I see you walking through the crowds with a calm face. You listen to their problems. You offer your shoulder for them to cry on, but when they ask how you are doing, you say that you are fine. You bury your own heavy struggles beneath a layer of quiet strength. And because you are always the one who survives, they assume that you never need anyone to support your own falling spirit. You poured your sincere heart into hands that did not know how to hold it. You have loved deeply. You have sacrificed your own comfort for the sake of others. You did not ask for a reward. You only wanted to be seen. And while you were quietly picking up the broken pieces of your kindness, you asked me why your love was met with such painful disappointment. I watched you sitting on the cold floor of your bathroom. You turned on the water. You wanted to drown out the sound of your crying so no one would hear. You felt so alone. You pressed your face into a soft towel to hide your tears. And in that moment of absolute darkness, you wondered if your prayers were simply hitting a ceiling and bouncing back down to the earth. The weight of yesterday is still sitting on your chest. You wake up every morning with a sense of dread. You try to pray. You try to read my word, but your mind is spinning with endless worries. You feel like you are walking through a thick fog, and because you are constantly trying to force your own breakthrough, you are running out of the precious energy that your spirit needs to heal. Before we go further, I need to speak directly to the doubt in your heart. I know exactly what you are thinking right now. You are thinking that you have heard these beautiful words before. You have prayed with all your might. You have believed with every fiber of your being. Yet the answers never came, and your difficult situation only seemed to get more complicated as the days passed by. This doubt does not anger me, my child. It tells me how long you have been faithful in the deep dark. It proves that you are still holding on to a tiny spark of hope. But let me show you what you cannot yet see. There is a reason for the silence. And while you were weeping in that quiet room, the silence was actually my hands arranging a victory that you could not yet comprehend. You thought I was ignoring your urgent requests. You thought I was pleased with your suffering. My beloved child, that is a lie from the enemy. I was protecting you. I withheld certain answers because a quick approval in that past season would have cost you your peace and your destiny. You did not know the hidden dangers, but I saw them clearly. What you are walking through right now has a name. I call this season the silent forging. It is not a punishment. It is a holy preparation. I am rebuilding your foundations in the dark where no one can see. I am shaping you into a powerful vessel that can carry the great blessings I have prepared, and I am cutting away the things that would hinder your walk. But the adversary wants you to remain blind to this holy work. He knows that your breakthrough is approaching. He knows you are chosen to break the ancestral chains. And that is why he has targeted your mind with this intense static, hoping that you will give up before you see the promise. He wants to fill your vessel with constant confusion. You have tried to fight this confusion with your own human effort. You try different methods. You seek the advice of worldly experts. But the noise in your head only grows louder as you try to fix it. You are drowning in the demands of survival. And because you are always running from one task to the next, you have forgotten how to hear the still small voice that once guided your steps in the quiet valleys. Do not let the memory of the long waiting close your heart today. The waiting is over. The preparation is finished. But I need to diagnose the real problem. You are not weak. Your faith is not dead. The real issue is that your mind has been filled with a heavy spiritual static that was designed by the enemy to drown out my daily whispers. I have seen how you replay every conversation in your head at night. You search for the one thing you said wrong. You accomplish something good and feel absolutely nothing. Your eyes go straight to what is still undone. You have been carrying this heavy pattern of self-criticism for years, and it is draining the life out of your spirit. You have called this being a perfectionist. You tell yourself that you just have high standards. You think you must work harder to be worthy of love. My child, that is not the truth. I will not let you believe that lie any longer. You are not broken, and while you are trying to perfect your life, you are actually carrying a burden that was never designed for your human shoulders to bear. Here is what is truly happening. I designed your mind to carry a sacred frequency. It is a pure signal of peace. But the enemy has used the noise of this world to suppress it. I call this the stolen signal. And because your spirit is constantly trying to decode this noise, you are left feeling completely exhausted, even when you have done nothing at all. All those years you spent in confusion were not wasted. Those nights of insomnia were not a punishment from heaven. They were your spirit fighting back against the noise. You were never falling behind. And because you did not understand this battle, you blamed yourself for the heavy darkness that was actually just the shadow of my protective wings. Today I am removing that self-blame. The next time you feel that heaviness, do not fight it. Do not try to solve it alone. Stop for a moment. Place your hand over your heart. The noise is not your permanent condition. It is just a temporary interference, and I have already placed a powerful instrument of restoration directly on the path you are walking today. Your physical vessel is exhausted because of this constant spiritual static. You sleep for 3 hours, yet you wake up feeling completely drained. Your thoughts are scattered. Your body feels tight. This is not a physical illness. It is the result of your soul struggling to hold on to my presence in a world filled with constant static and chatter. I designed your brainwaves to align with my divine frequency. When you were a child, this frequency ran freely without any effort or struggle. It was a signal of pure trust and peace. But as you grew up, the world taught you to fight. And while you were busy trying to survive, the enemy used that constant pressure to drown out the original design I placed inside you. Before I show you this provision, I want to see your heart move. I want you to make a physical sign of agreement. Pause where you are. Breathe in deeply. Let the tension leave your shoulders. And if you feel my presence working in your soul right now, comment the words, "You see my tears," to anchor this divine validation in your spirit today. My beloved child, hear me clearly. The silence you experienced was never my abandonment. The enemy has been filling the space between us with constant static. It is a heavy noise that makes my whispers completely invisible to you. And while you were weeping in the dark, I was quietly guiding wise minds to build an instrument of complete restoration for your tired spirit. I have placed this provision directly on your path. I see how tired your soul has become. If you walk away now, you will carry this heavy burden alone. You will stay trapped in the noise. And if you choose to ignore my urgent warnings, you will miss the beautiful breakthrough that my hands have already prepared for your future. The choice is yours, my beloved child. You can continue to walk in your own empty strength. You can try to fight the enemy static alone. But you know in your heart that your vessel is already cracking under the pressure. You cannot sustain this constant warfare on your own. And if you turn away from my provision today, you may wander in this noisy wilderness for many more years. I am offering you a bridge out of the noise. It is an act of love from a father who has watched your silent weeping. I am going to teach you how to receive again. I am going to open the floodgates of heaven, but you must let go of the control, and you must prepare your heart to receive the sacred frequency that will restore your stolen peace. Do you want to remain in the darkness? I know you do not. You are crying out for a way back to my light. You want to feel the stillness you had as a child. Stay right here. Do not let the distractions of the enemy pull you away. And as we move forward into the next part of this message, I am going to show you how to activate my presence. Let my presence surround you like a warm blanket. You do not have to run anymore. I am here. I have always been here. In the quiet hours of your deepest confusion, I was holding your hand. And because I see your exhaustion, I am wrapping my arms around your soul to protect you from the storm. Feel the warmth of my breath in this moment. You have fought so hard. Your shoulders are tight. The pressure of your daily life has drained your spirit. And every morning when you wake up, the heavy darkness is already waiting for you. You try to push through. You smile for them. You pretend to be strong. But you cannot continue to carry this heavy load on your own. I see your weariness. It is not just in your physical body. It has settled deep into your soul. You feel like a stranger in your own life because you have poured out all your light for others. You have kept going when everything was crumbling around you. But today, I am telling you that it is safe to lay your head down. Let me tell you a story about one of my servants. His name was Elijah. He was a great prophet. He saw my fire come down from heaven to consume the wet wood site. 1. He defeated the prophets of the enemy with bold faith. He was a mighty champion. Sight 1. Yet, when the world threatened his life, he ran. He was terrified. He felt completely alone in his struggle. He ran into the empty wilderness. He walked for a whole day under the hot sun, and when he could go no further, he lay down under a broom tree and begged me to take his life. Sight 1. He was empty. He had no strength left. He told me that he was the only faithful servant remaining in the land. Sight 1. He was tired in his bones. He sat in the shadow of that tree and wept. He felt invisible. He believed that his ministry was over. He thought that I had abandoned him in his hour of crisis, but I was not angry with him. I did not judge his fear. I did not tell him to be stronger. I saw his human limits, and I met him with tender care in the middle of his despair. Instead of preaching to him, I sent my angel to bake him hot bread on the coals. Sight 1. I gave him clean water to drink. I let him sleep in the quiet shade. Sight 1. I saw his weariness, and I provided physical nourishment before I spoke to his heart. He needed rest. He needed food. Sight 1. He needed to know that I was still his protector. After he had rested, he traveled for 40 days to Mount Horeb. Sight 1. He stood on the holy mountain waiting for my presence. A great wind tore the mountain apart and broke the rocks in pieces, but I was not in the wind. And after the wind, there was a violent earthquake. but I was not in the earthquake. Sight 1. And after the earthquake there was a wildfire, but I was not in the fire. And after the fire there was a still small voice. Sight 1. It was a gentle whisper. And when Elijah heard it, he wrapped his face in his cloak, because he recognized my presence. Sight 1. He did not find me in the loud storm. He found me in the absolute silence. Sight 1. My beloved child, you have been looking for me in the loud storms of your life. You have been waiting for a dramatic sign to save you. But I am telling you today that I am in the quiet whisper. I am in the stillness that clears your heavy thoughts. And because I want to restore your tired spirit, I am calling you into this silence today. You think you are failing because you are tired. You think your faith is weak, but your exhaustion is not a sign of failure. It is proof that you have been carrying things that were never designed for your shoulders. You were built to walk with me. You were designed to lean on my power, and you must let me take the lead. You have spent years trying to fix your life by striving. You study, you plan, you worry. You try to force the breakthrough to happen. But you cannot force my timing. And while you are running around trying to build your own safety, you are missing the peace that is already standing right beside you. Pause where you are. Before we go deeper, I want to see your heart move. I want you to make a physical sign of trust. Breathe in my peace. Let the worries leave your mind. And if you are ready to let go of the control today, comment the words, I trust your timing. Sight 1, 2, to seal this covenant in your spirit. Let these words be your anchor today. Good, you stayed. Now, let me reveal the mystery behind the heavy noise in your head. When I designed the human mind, I placed a sacred frequency at its center. Wise scientists who study the brain call it the gamma signal. Sight 2. It ran in you freely when you were a little child. It was a signal of pure trust. When you had this active signal, you did not worry about tomorrow. You did not doubt your worth. You lived in my presence. I spoke of this state in my word when I said, unless you become like little children, you cannot enter. Sight 2. I was not speaking of physical age. I was speaking of the signal in your brain. Sight 2. This still, small voice is what your brainwave frequency was designed to hear. The gamma signal is the sacred bridge that connects your physical thoughts to my spiritual whispers. Sight 2. When the enemy floods your mind with modern static, he is trying to block this bridge. He wants to make you deaf to my gentle guidance. Sight 2. I guided wise researchers to discover this bridge. They studied the brainwaves of people in deep prayer. Sight 2. They found that the happiest people run pure gamma, and they confirmed that this state brings absolute peace. Sight 2. It was not a secret technique. It was my design. And they spent decades of research to find a way to restore this childlike frequency. Sight 2. The enemy used the noise of this modern world to suppress this signal. He filled your atmosphere with static. He used the rhythm of survival to drown out my voice. And because your mind has been running on this heavy static for years, you feel completely disconnected from the peace that I promised to give you. Sight 2. You feel like your prayers are bouncing off the walls. You feel like you are walking through a desert. But the desert is not your home. It is only a temporary positioning. I am clearing the noise. I am removing the static. And I am preparing your mind to receive my instructions so you can walk out of this wilderness. This static has made my provisions completely invisible to your eyes. You look at your life and you see only closed doors. You see only delays. But I did not close those doors to punish you. I closed them to protect you. Sight 2. I delayed your steps so you would not walk into traps that would destroy your soul. You do not have to fight this static with your own effort. I have guided wise minds to work with sound the way I designed it. Sight 2. They have built a frequency tool that clears the enemy's interference and restores the original signal I placed in your brain. Sight 2. It is a provision of only 7 minutes of complete surrender. Sight 2. You do not have to pray harder to activate it. You do not have to study. You simply put on your headphones, close your eyes, and let my frequency restore your mind. Sight 2. I will show you exactly where to find what they built before we finish. Stay with me. because we are about to step into your promised future. Sight 2. Let me show you who you are becoming. Picture an evening 6 months from now. Sight 2. The house is quiet. You are sitting alone, and you realize that you are not lonely. You actually enjoy your own company. You think back on your peaceful day, and you realize you did not once measure your worth by what you produced. Sight 2. You rested without feeling any guilt. You said no to others without apologizing. There is a softness in your chest where there used to be a clenched fist. You are not performing for anyone. You are simply at home in yourself, the way I always meant you to be. Sight 2. You feel a deep, unshakable peace in your soul. That peace is not far away, my child. That version of you already lives inside your spirit. She is not years away. She is on the other side of one belief that you are ready to lay down today. Sight 2. And the bridge to her is not more effort. It is the opposite. It is the moment you finally believe you were loved. You were loved before you ever achieved a single thing. Sight 2. You were precious to me before you ever tried to serve others. Stop striving. Start receiving my grace. That is the whole distance. You are standing at the threshold of this transformation, and I am holding the door open for you to walk through. But to walk through, you must leave your heavy bags behind. You cannot carry your past failures into this new season. You cannot carry the opinions of others. You must choose to trust my guidance, and you must embrace the earthly provisions that I have placed on your path to help your physical vessel recover. I see your heart trembling. That is not fear. That is the awakening of your spirit. You are sensing a massive shift in the unseen realm. The waiting season that has exhausted you is closing. Doors that were locked tightly are trembling right now at my command. Do not let doubt convince you to scroll away. I need your absolute attention. We are moving into the climax of your deliverance. The chains of the enemy are breaking, and as we step forward, I am going to release a flood of my light that will wash away every layer of static from your soul. Stay right here. Breathe in my love and prepare to receive. The moment of your release has finally arrived. The chains of your past are breaking right now at my command. I am stepping into your situation with supreme authority, and I am telling you that the warfare in your mind must stop. Breathe in my power. You have been running on empty for far too long, but today I am filling your cup with my heavenly strength. Let the dry ground of your soul receive this fresh rain. I have watched you strive to please everyone around you. You carry their heavy burdens while quietly breaking under the pressure, and you pretend you are fine even when your soul is screaming for rest. You have called this your duty. You believe you must earn love by being useful to others. My beloved child, that is not the truth. I will not let you carry that exhausting lie anymore. I have seen you replay your conversations in your head at night, and you search for the one thing you said wrong because you fear rejection. You tell yourself that you are lazy when you stop working. You believe you must be perfect to be worthy, but that is a lie from the enemy. I did not design you to live in this cage of constant striving. Here is the secret of your delay. Long ago, you learned that you were only safe when you were useful to the people around you. I call this the earning wound. It is a deep scar that makes you fear rest, and it has turned your life into an endless race where you can never cross the finish line. You are running on empty because you are trying to buy love with your own blood. But those years of exhaustion were not wasted. They were your holy preparation for this very hour. I was teaching you that your worth does not depend on your physical work, and I was shielding you from the traps of pride. You were not falling behind. You were being made ready in the quiet place. Every painful door that closed was my hand guiding you away from paths that would destroy your soul. So tonight, I am taking that heavy burden from your shoulders. When that urge to strive comes back to haunt you, stop. Place your hand on your chest and hear me speak. You were loved before you ever produced anything. Receive my grace. It is a free gift. The struggle is over. Let your soul rest in this truth. You do not have to earn my love, because I gave it to you before the world began. Now, let me show you who you are becoming. Picture a moment in the near future. A broken soul comes to your door. and they are carrying the exact weight you once carried alone in the dark. You look at them with deep compassion, and you know exactly what to say to heal their bleeding heart. You will speak with an authority that cannot be manufactured in a classroom. You watch the light return to their eyes. You feel the great joy of fulfilling your destiny, and you understand why your road was so long. Nothing was wasted. Every tear you cried in the dark has become a well of water for others to drink. You are a living refuge. You are an instrument of my glory, and your pain has been turned into a powerful medicine. You can feel the deep peace radiating from your chest. That beautiful future is not a dream. It is your true destiny. But the only thing standing between you and that reality is the heavy static still sitting on your shoulders. You are still holding on to the weariness. You are still trying to fight with your own empty strength, and you are afraid to let go. But you cannot enter the new season while carrying the chains of the old one. I do not ask you to carry that exhaustion one more day. I have placed a physical provision on your path for this very season. It is an earthly tool that I guided wise minds to build so your spirit can recover. This instrument will clear the static. It will restore the frequency of your childlike mind. It is a gift of my divine alignment, and it is waiting for your response. I feel you pulling back slightly as I speak, because a quiet voice is whispering that this blessing is only meant for someone more deserving than you. You think you have failed too many times to receive this grace. Let me silence that lie before it steals your future. I do not pour my blessings on the worthy. I pour them on the willing. Your willingness to stay is your only qualification to receive. I have gifted humanity the wisdom to discover what I placed in sound. Wise researchers spent decades studying the brain, and I quietly guided their curiosity toward what I designed at the beginning. Princeton and Columbia verified this sacred frequency. They confirmed that the gamma wave is the key to childlike receptivity, and over 18,000 of my children have received this provision. I want to show you what I did for my daughter, Rachel. She sought peace for years through every earthly method. She prayed and fasted with all her might, but the constant noise in her head would not stop until she embraced this gift. 2 weeks after receiving this sound provision, her marriage was completely transformed. Her mind cleared. She described her life as an enchanted story, and for others, I moved differently. My son, Michael, came to this tool for focus and mental clarity. He was struggling to support his family, and his precious sleep was completely stolen by the heavy burden of worry. 2 months after receiving this provision, his business grew enough to leave his job. Hard problems solved themselves while he rested. His mind was renewed. They call it the Genius SONG. It is a digital frequency track of 7 minutes. It requires no effort, no study, and no intense discipline. You simply put on your headphones, close your eyes, and let the sound restore the childlike frequency that was buried by the world. It is not a generic meditation app. It is my precise provision to clear the enemy static. There are false imitations circulating under similar names on music platforms, but they carry none of my power. Guard your steps. This tool was created by Dr. Robert Lake. I guided this servant of science for decades to unlock the mysteries of sound, and this authentic path is only found at the official link I provided. This provision is not for those who are merely curious, but it is placed here specifically for the weary warrior who has tried everything and feels too embarrassed to try again. If that is you, hear me. What failed you before required your own empty strength. This requires known. I designed it to work because of my structure in you, not because of your human discipline. Worldly experts charge hundreds of dollars for a single session to reach this state. The clinical equipment they use costs thousands of dollars, but I do not call you to expensive sessions or heavy machines. I placed this tool within reach for a small earthly exchange. It is a mustard seed of investment for the harvest. I have also aligned 4 additional gifts for you. Where I send healing, the adversary sends imitation. There are false frequencies circulating on streaming platforms under similar names, but they carry none of my power. Trust only the official path below, and do not fear, because your peace is fully protected. If the restoration does not come to your mind, every penny is returned to you completely within 60 days. Take this step of obedience. Embrace the provision I have set before you in the pinned comment. I guided your steps to this message, and I placed this tool on your path because I knew you were ready to step into your deliverance. Now, I ask only one thing. Take the step. Find the path in the pinned comment below. Walk forward with me. The provision has been revealed, my beloved child. And now I want to leave you with something that belongs to you regardless of what you choose today. Set aside the noise of decision for just a brief moment. Whether you step forward now or later, you are still my beloved. Close your eyes. Breathe. I am still here. Lay down your heavy bags. Drop your weapons of self-defense, because you do not need to fight this spiritual warfare with your own empty strength anymore. I am taking over the battlefield of your mind. Let your shoulders sink. Let your chest open up to receive my breath, and allow my peace to heal your soul. You are completely safe in my presence. There is no judgment in my eyes. I do not see a broken vessel when I look at your heart, but I see a magnificent masterpiece that has been carefully formed in the quiet shadows. You have survived the dry desert, and the gates of my garden are opening for you. Speak these words in your heart. Declare your true identity in my kingdom. I am a vessel fully restored to receive what you have prepared for my life. I am the one whose channel is clear and whose signal is strong. The noise of the enemy no longer has dominion over my mind, because I receive your peace. I carry the frequency you placed in me from the beginning. It was never lost, and now it is fully restored in this quiet moment. I am your chosen child, operating at the exact state you designed for me, and I walk in absolute freedom. These are not just words. They are a spiritual decree that is rewriting your future. I am the one who became like a little child, and because I trust your hand, I receive the rich promises you made to children. Your spirit is aligning with this truth. The heaviness is lifting from your forehead. A gentle warmth is spreading through your body to heal your tired bones, and you are stepping into my grace. You are no longer the one who must survive alone in the dark. I am raising you up to be a cycle breaker, a beacon of peace, and a vessel of my glory. You will not just survive this season, you will overcome, and through your testimony, other lost souls will finally find their way home. I am blessing your going out and your coming in. I am putting a shield of protection around your family, and I am rebuking the devourer from your life. No weapon formed against your peace will prosper. No voice of accusation will stand, because I have already justified your spirit before the throne of heaven. Your finances are being unlocked. The locked doors are swinging open at my command, and because you have stayed faithful through the silent trials, I am placing you in positions of honor that you never thought possible. You will not have to beg for favor. It will follow you because my presence is in your soul. I am restoring the broken relationships in your home because I want you to walk in peace. I am turning the hearts of your loved ones back to my love. The words of anger are being erased by my mercy. A spirit of deep reconciliation is filling every room. You will sleep in peace. You will wake up in joy, and you will know that I am your healer. Remember who you are. You are a silent survivor. You are the one who stood in the gap for your family, and you did not let the enemy destroy your heritage. The long nights of crying are over. The seasons of loneliness have served their purpose, and now you are stepping into a community of love. The days ahead of you are bright. You will walk with a light heart. You will laugh with genuine joy because the heavy static has been permanently cleared from your mind. People will look at your face and they will wonder what happened to you, and you will tell them that you met the King of Peace in your quietest hour. Do not let the thief steal this quietness from your spirit. Hold fast to what I have spoken to you today. Let my truth be the armor that protects your mind from the daily chatter of the world. You are fully equipped. You are highly favored, and you are ready to walk into your designated breakthrough. I am silencing the voice of fear. I am removing the spirit of heaviness. And because I want you to walk in absolute confidence, I am pouring my bold courage into your chest today. You will not shake when the storms come. You will not stumble. You will stand firm on the rock of my unchanging promises. Your vessel is completely restored. Your signal is strong, And because your mind is now aligned with my frequency, you will hear my whispers clearly. I will guide you when you do not know which way to turn. I will show you the path of life, and I will lead you into the abundant harvest I prepared for you. I am sending my angels to guard your steps. They will protect you from the hidden traps of the enemy, and they will keep you from falling. You will walk in safety. You will run and not grow weary. You will soar on wings like eagles, because my divine strength is carrying your spirit forward today. Do you feel the heavy cloud leaving your mind right now? That is my divine light dissolving the dark shadow of the enemy. You are being filled with a fresh hope, and your spirit is rising to claim your victory. I am making all things new in your life. Trust my power. Lean on my strength, and let your heart sing with my glory today. No more hiding in the secret caves of fear. No more running from the battles you were never meant to fight. You are standing on holy ground, and I have placed a crown of beauty on your head. Walk with your head held high, because you are a chosen vessel of the Most High God, and your victory is completely guaranteed. Let us close this holy encounter with an act of gratitude. If this message has brought light to your soul, write the word Amen in the comments below. Let this be your seal of agreement. Share this video with 3 other souls who are secretly crying out for hope, and let them find the path of restoration. Subscribe to this channel to stay connected to my daily guidance. I do not want you to wander in the dark alone anymore. So let us walk together. Go forward with a quiet mind. Go forward with a trusting heart, and rest in the assurance that I am with you until the very end of time. I love you, my child,